Hello, everyone. Students in Principles of Accounting 1. I am Dr. Ali. Welcome to this course. As you are aware, there are two introductory accounting classes. The first class is Principles of Accounting 1 or Financial Accounting. The second component is Principles of Accounting 2 or Managerial Accounting. I'm just going to give you the guidelines of how we're going to conduct this class, Principles of Accounting 1. Before, hopefully you will pass it and you move to Accounting 2. As a prerequisite, we recommend that you already had introduction to business before you start this class, which is financial accounting. Before I start, I want you to be aware that you must have a good internet connection. You must have a laptop, a good laptop, or a desktop computer. And you also need the textbook for this class. Since you're going to be doing a lot of work on your own, you need the textbook. It's very important. The textbook is very helpful, even though the course offers PowerPoint presentations. Those by no means are enough. They are only highlights for the course, for each chapter. So you need the textbook. So the next thing, immediately you need to print the syllabus and the whole syllabus. And so you have to have the syllabus in front of you, and you also have to have the calendar. The course outlines the syllabus has in it a section about the course outlines where you have the assignments and what to do and what is due from you. So you need all of those to be in front of you. This course, I just want to give you a general description about this course. Financial accounting, it has to do with all the steps that would lead to the financial statements. When we say, do you know what the financial statements are? Those are the, in sequence, the income statement, statement of cash flows, statement of owner's equity, sorry. So you need, one more time, the income statement, the statement of owner's equity, the balance sheet. Those are the statements that you need to know in Accounting 1. We will briefly talk about a statement of cash flows, which will be discussed in more details in the managerial accounting section or in Accounting 2. So this course covers most of the steps and techniques that will lead to the financial statements. And then there will be also a study of some of the components of those financial statements. We will study, we go through the balance sheet. We start with current assets, we start with cash, then we go over accounts receivables, then we go over inventory in details, and we'll talk about, when we talk about cash, we'll talk about the cash components. We'll talk about the bank reconciliation. We'll talk about petty cash. So we'll talk about, and then we'll talk about a little bit about current liabilities. We talk about accounts payable. We talk about notes payable, the difference between the two, and we'll practice some exercises on those. Then we move to long-term assets. For the time being, we will just introduce those long-term assets, and then we talk about more. If we have time, we'll do the depreciation about those long-term assets. Okay. Uh, in general terms, the major purpose of this class is to for you to be aware or to be able to get to the financial statements, preparing them. And those financial statements are very important as they portray information about the performance in the business for the people who have interest within the business and for some people who have interest out in the business but not from within the organizations, such as the banks, stockholders, such as the government. Those have interest in the business. What should we expect to get out of this course? Hopefully, and I am here looking at another document, looking at the syllabus. Um, what should you expect to get out of this course? You will be able to implement and utilize skills that should enable them to participate more effectively and responsibly in today's business environment, to improve the management of personal financial activities such as budgeting, savings, and investments. Number two, you should be able to apply a range of theoretical and practical techniques in accounting, and you should be able to utilize those. So you learn some of those techniques, and then you should be able to utilize, such as doing a bank reconciliations, such as depreciation methods, such as inventory valuation methods. So you should be able to apply these techniques, and you should be able to utilize and use these techniques. Yeah. So, as we said, this course is the financial accounting course. Accounting 2 is the managerial accounting course. As you, why should we learn financial accounting? What is the purpose of finance? As you know, accounting is the language of business. No matter what business you are in, you have to learn accounting. Imagine that you are hired to, you promoted to be a manager of an organization, and you would have to look at the financial statements. And imagine you don't know what those financial statements are. You won't be able to function as a manager or as a CEO for that specific organization. So it is very important that you learn accounting. Even some people from other professions are moving into or doing some MBAs, Master of Business Administration, so they know how to manage their business, especially when it comes to accounting. You got to be aware of those financial statements, how to read them, how they are prepared, and how to utilize them. Yeah. In managerial accounting, you will be using these financial statements for planning and decision making. But for this course, you have to learn how to prepare them and how to use them. When financial accounting is prepared, it has to abide by generally accepted accounting principles. They are called GAAP. So they have to abide by those. You have to do regular reporting based on these principles. Financial accounting is done for external purposes. It's being prepared for the people who have interest from outside the organization. Yeah. So Fine, you could say that financial accounting is it gives you uh, it gives you a sketch of the business, yeah. All right. It gives you an overall picture of how the business is performing. Like we said, for this course, I'm going to repeat that you must have the textbook. You must print the syllabus and go through it and make sure you know what the components are, what is due, at what specific date. It is not easy to not to follow or not to study accounting one on a regular basis. Yeah, you have to study chapter by chapter. Each chapter depends on the chapter before it. We're going to learn about the daily transaction. We're going to learn something like daily transactions, which is the buying and the selling, the payment of your debts, the payment of salaries, the doing services. All of, how do we record this? How do we record that? So we're going to learn about. We're going to learn two books. Yeah, we're going to learn the general journal, where you learn how to record daily transactions, and we're going to learn about the general ledger. And the general ledger, where you have every account summarized. So if I want to know how much do I have in cash, what is the balance of cash after 2 months, after 3 months of performance. So you would have a full page just for cash, the pluses and minuses for the cash and the final balance. The same thing for other components of your financial statements. You will have a full page for accounts receivable, full page for inventory, full page for prepaid expenses. Okay, so this is called, all of these pages together is called the general ledger. And from the general ledger, then once you have the balance of every account, then you will get to your, at the end of the period, there will be some adjustments. That means some corrections are to be made. Once you reflect these corrections, then you're going to do your financial statements. And at the end of accounting period, you're going to close the accounts. There are some accounts that have to be closed, and they are called temporary accounts. And there are some accounts that have to be closed, that will not be closed. And those are called permanent accounts. And then, because when you finish the accounting, this specific accounting period, you're going to move on to the next accounting period, beginning with what you ended up in this or the previous quarter year or the previous 6 months. So again, welcome to this class. Like I said, just make sure you have a good internet connections, you have a good laptop. Make sure you print the syllabus and you print the calendar that goes along with the syllabus. Also, I want to remind you again that we will have a forum. And on the forum, we will post some questions, and you will have to respond to those questions. You will have to also exchange some ideas with your classmates on the forum. Once you log into my courses, on the left side of the screen, you will see all the information related to the course. Okay, and one important component of those is the syllabus. There, where you will find the syllabus. Another component is you will see coursework. That is where most of the assignments are located. That's where the PowerPoints are located. That's where your chapter assignments are located. That's where your exams and quizzes are located. Yeah. So just be aware that when you log in to the course, make sure you go to the left side menu where all the course components are located. Yeah. So I hope this will give you an idea about a general idea about the course. If you need to contact me, please make sure that you email me, I usually respond very fast. I keep track on my emails from students. My email is in the syllabus. I'm hoping, since I'm not in the office, once in a while I go to the office. So please, the best way to communicate with me is through email. And I assure you, by the grace of God, that I will respond to you no more than 2 3 hours. I will be able to respond to you and answer your questions. For some of the assignments, I may record some videos, hopefully to give you some guidelines, like when we go over the general journal entries, when we record the transactions, I will give you some highlights on that too. All right, everyone, it's good to be back, even though we are online. Have a good day and stay safe.